Alright, I was really debating on whether or not I should shoot this video, but I am. Alright, there's a lot of stories on the internet about people who got in fights and self-defense talking about things they've done in the past. Some of it not always smart. And so I figured I'd tell you guys a story. Last time I was in jail, I got into a fight with a guy who had a fucking eyeball tattooed right here. It kind of looked like Gargamel. Anyway, just to give you an idea, I kid you not, I cannot make this shit the fuck up. Just bear with me. So I'm in jail for terrorist threats. And this guy fires up this dude, the one who looked like Gargamel with eyeball. And this guy comes in my cell. He's like, "You better check the fuck out or else I'm gonna fuck you up." And I'm like, "Alright." And then he turns around to walk out. I'm gonna walk out behind and turns back around. And I'm telling you, you better check the fuck out or I'm gonna fuck you up. And I'm like, "Okay." Gonna fall out on the butt. And this carries on 5 times. The 5th time that he gets in my face, tells me better check out, he's going to kick my ass. I headbutt him. Now, I know a lot of the martial arts instructors and self-defense guys tell you, you got to get your hands up. Let me tell you something. All right, I was in jail. I was around antisocial, violent criminals in a concrete box with steel. We had steel tables, steel steps, and everything else was fucking concrete. Right? And if you've ever been to jail, you know what I'm talking about. They give you the fucking flip-flops that are like 4 sizes too big, and it's like fucking skiing down the hall because you got to side your feet to keep from fucking having them fall off. And one's higher than the other, and the other's lower, so you're always walking kind of like the fucking penguin and shit. It fucking sucks. Anyway, so I'm barefooted on concrete when this guy tells me, "No, this self-defense device is about getting your hands up." Look, fuck that shit. Alright, if I do this in jail, someone's going to say, "Oh, you're going to put your hands up?" And they're going to fucking swing. Now, yeah, that might mean you can block or whatever, but now's not the time to block. Now's the time when this guy's up in your face, you fall back on a good old-fashioned street fight. I headbutted the motherfucker right on his little beak. While he was in my face, I didn't lean back. He's here. I'll show you. He's here talking shit. And I was just, wow. Simple as that. He's here. Now, the moment I hit this guy, I'm right-handed. Everybody watches. If you're right-handed, everybody watches the right hand. Everybody wants to have their left hand up because usually they're right-handed too. So they want to put that left hand up and pop off with the right. So while he's watching my right hand after I headbutt him, it's my left hand, actually, that hits him. Come up, left cross, right hook. Now at this point, he's already been hit 3 times. And he's swinging wild because he's completely stunned. I just popped the guy in the nose. You know, you hit somebody in the nose, their eyes start watering, they can't see shit. He just got clocked from the hand he wasn't expecting it from. And then the hooks already hit him. And as I'm hitting him with that fucking hook, the other hand, he swings this wild fucking haymaker in the haste of shit. Which I don't even block. My hand's coming this way, putting force into his head. And I'm rotating his head, not just around, but his body's getting around with it. And he's throwing this hook. And this thing just doesn't hurt. It's like, fuck it. I keep going, right? So, I hit him. And he turns completely around, puts his hands up. And when he does, I'm come around and pop him with a couple of hooks to the side of the head. I know I'm not going to hit shit. So as soon as I do, I go right for his fucking waist. Go right for a fucking waist clinch from the rear. Put his ass down. At this point, as soon as I go for the waist clinch, he turns back around and pops me with another one just right off. Little glancing fucking shot. This was actually a little bit of force to it more than the one that just wild swing. And he hits me, and I just ignore it and take him to the fucking ground. Now, so I'm on top of him. As soon as we go to the ground, he puts his legs around my waist, but not actually going for the guard. He doesn't lock his ankles or anything. He just kind of wraps his legs half-ass around. So I push out on his knees, and I baby crawl across. And as I do, while I'm pushing my right knee over top his leg, I'm punching him with the right hand while I'm sliding the left knee over, and then popping him with while I slide on my knees the rest of the way over. And as I'm doing this, at a certain point, because you know how these self-defense guys always tell you, go for the groin, grab the balls, right? He goes for the groin grab. Now, this is a very awkward predicament, because, well, my nuts are basically sitting on his chest. One of my knees has his other arm pinned down. The other arm's just grabbed hold. But he didn't get my balls. He didn't grab my testicles. He grabs my dick. He grabs the old sausage. And he starts jerking. Yeah. While I'm punching him in the face, working my knees up closer. And at a certain point, instead of me trying to even worry about pinning his arm down, I just start kneeing him in the head with my left knee. I'm just, pow, pow, from the mouth. And about the second time I hit, I swear it sounded like I heard like friggin' celery cracking where I popped him in the nose. And I stop. And he's jerking on my dick, and I'm like, dude, are you fucking done? And he's like, yeah. So I get up, and he gets up and walks out. There's a puddle of fucking blood on the floor, fucking nose is busted, his lips is all fucking busted. I have 2 little red marks from these wild swing that hit me here, and the other one that hit me here, and that was it. And this guy's whole fucking, I mean, his shit is all kinds of fucked up. Blood pouring out of his nose, blood all coming through his lips and shit. There's a big puddle of fucking blood on the floor. Fucking, my celly's like, dude, you gotta clean that shit the fuck up. I ain't sleeping in there with all that blood. I'm like, dude, it's cool. Kept some of the cleaning liquid, coffee bags and shit. We got some of the antibacterial shit putting on the floor. Yeah. And the whole point of this isn't to tell you that I got jerked off by a guy while I was beating his ass in jail. The whole point of this is to tell you that sometimes what you think is going on, or what you think you're going to do in a situation, if you think, I'm going to grab him by the balls and that's going to end the fight, might not. I'm not going to get into what martial arts do what, practice what, anything else. I got into another fight right after that because the guy who fired him up became the guy. I got into a fight with this other guy. And anyone will tell you, anyone who's been to jail will tell you, you call another guy out for being a fucking rat in front of the whole fucking pod, you're going to fight. So we get into it, and guys dancing around trying to act all tough. Everybody's like, y'all two gonna fight or fuck? I'm like, no, we ain't gonna fuck. And he keeps sitting there like he's gonna do something, but he never does. And then he's like, oh, come to my cell. I'm like, you know what, you fucking bitch, you're always hollering if you get somebody in your cell, you're just gonna call the cops on them and shit. If you get into a fight, so fuck that. If you want to fight me, do it right here in the fucking pod. So he comes out, and this is another good example. I apologize for my asshole neighbor's really loud truck, but yeah, fuck it. We get into it, and at a certain point in this, and now this guy gets between 2 tables, so the only way I have to come at him is head on. And he's cocked to the side. And as I'm walking forward, he throws everything he has into this one punch, just puts everything he has into it. And I know where he's aiming right friggin' here. rather than trying to be all nice and kung fu like and block it, and, you know, be all Bruce Lee, what I do is I break down the basic street boxing. Right? He's aiming right here. So what do? Duck, block, pow. He hits me right down the forehead. Left knuckle marks, as a matter of fact. Can't see that. And when he does, pop off, clock him around the face, and we go straight into 3 now. Now, he breaks his hand hitting me up here, so it really can't do shit. And what ends up happening is he grabs me with his good hand, and he's trying to hit me with the fucked up hand. And I pretty much just fucking ignore it, because he's like, every time he hits, he automatically pulls back, so he is, not really doing much. And I'm going to town, fucking right, left, old school boxing, right on his fucking kidneys. And it's great. Because at a certain point, he grabs me on my shirt collar, like he's gonna do this fucking, the hockey punch, the old. And when he does, instinct kicks in. Wrist lock, elbow, fucking hyperextend the elbow, knife hand strike to the throat. Guess what? My arms are too fucking short. So what happens is, I'm aiming for that knife hand strike to his throat. Instead of this part right here hitting, this part right here just hits the neck and kind of glances off, and I'm like, oh, fuck it. So we end up tussling around. I keep wailing on him. He's wailing back. Pretty good little fight. The fight ends when I stop, because at a certain point we're caught in between the fucking water fountain and the wall. Like literally this much space, 2 guys in their chest to chest. And at a certain point, I just grab his beard and pow, everything I got into it. And he freezes. He popped him right between the eyes, bounced his head off the fucking wall behind him, and he freezes. He does this. And when he does, I stop. Because there's really nothing I can fucking... I mean, at this point, everybody's like, you gotta fuck him up, finish him off. Why bother? Not only did I just whip his ass the whole time we was there. Granted, he put up a good fight. But I stopped and left him squinting all crunched up in the corner. What's more of an insult? Somebody whipping your ass because you fucked up and you scrunched up and fucking huddled up like a little bitch? Or somebody laughing at you and walking away? A lot of the stuff they teach you in self-defense is theory. A lot of it might work in a bar, might work with some jock or some, wanna-be tough guy somewhere. But once you're in that situation, a lot of that shit goes right out the window. A lot of times, things that you practice in a dojo don't necessarily work the way you think they will. You have to adjust. A lot of times, you panic and you grab the wrong thing. Yeah, take what you can from this. This is put out more for entertainment value. So, there you go. Everybody has heard my story about my 2 little jailhouse fights, and have fun with it.